Hey, hey, it's Miss Owens. I hope you guys have been having lots of fun this weekend and this week, and we've missed you guys so much. Today, we are starting a brand new reading unit, and I am super excited. And I know I say that about everything, but for real, guys, I'm excited because we are doing informational texts and reading stories from nonfiction books. And nonfiction, if you do not remember, means not fake. That means that it is real content, real things, animals, places, about people. So text features are things that we can find in all of these types of books. Um, right now, you need to have your reading notebook in front of you, open to the table of contents. And remember, Miss Owens may talk a lot in here, but just be sure to pause the video whenever you need to write something down, okay? In your reading notebook, you are going to have text features as your next title. Text features is going to be your next title in your table of contents in your reading or your language arts notebook. Ooh, look at my rectangle. It's pretty crooked. There we go. Text features. And you can pause the video here if you need to. Once you have finished writing text features in your table of contents, you're going to turn to the next page in your reading notebook, and your title, once again, is going to be Text Features. And some of you may be saying, I know we've done text features before, which you're right, you have. This is actually a review. You learned some of them in kindergarten and in first grade, definitely in second grade, and in third grade, you're going to have a little review also. And you're also going to get to learn some new stuff about how text features can help you with your third grade work and your third grade stories and your third grade passages. So underneath your title, text features, in your reading notebook, you're going to write the definition. It says text features are different things that you can find in a nonfiction text. Nonfiction is super important. You may even want to underline it like Miss Owens. That help the reader understand what they're reading. So basically, they are features or things that stand out in the text. And if you can't remember what text means, that means your story, your words. Now you're going to pause your video here so you can copy down your definition in your reading notebook. Now underneath your definition, Miss Owens loves her thinking maps. We are going to have a tree map. Now guys, I have an announcement to make. This is for real. Your tree map is going to be pretty long. So if you need to turn your notebook sideways, turn it sideways. If you need to use more than one page for your tree map, use more than one page. If you need to use more than 2 pages, use more than 2 pages. Okay, guys? Because let me tell you, there are a lot of text features that we have that we're going to be reviewing and learning, okay? So once you have your tree map drawn, pause the video if you need to draw your tree map and write your title still, nonfiction text features. We're going to have our very first one. And our very first one is this one, table of contents. And the table of contents is going to go under our very first branch. So go ahead and write your title. Oops, a little too big. And I'm just going to do it for this first one. And then you guys will know what I'm expecting. So table of contents. That's our very first branch, okay? So anytime that Miss Owens is going over or teaching you about a new text feature, we are going to write this, the letters in bold, as our title. Now, once you have your title table of contents set, I have the picture right here of what table of contents is. Like, what is a table of contents? Which I know this is a review because we've been using it forever. And a table of contents is here's an example right here. It's when you have a chapter in a book or the title in a book, and it tells you what page number that chapter or that subject is going to be on. So for this book, for example, it says the apple tree starts on page 2, or Gus the bus starts on page 7, or Cat the mat starts on page 10. So if I want to read about At the Movies, what page would I turn to? If you said page 15, you're right, because At the Movies starts at page 15. Good job. Now you can just write down your example. Draw a picture of your example. You can even write down the definition underneath it. Tells you the page number of a chapter. You can write down the definition or you can draw the example underneath your title. Good job, guys. Our next one, and remember, don't get frustrated. If you run out of time before I move on, guess what? It's okay. Pause your video and come back to it, okay? Our next one is heading. Everyone say heading. A heading is when you have a text and inside of that text you're talking about a certain thing. So this one says you can find fish in many types of water, and this is all about fish. So our heading is the bold print right above the text on a page. It tells you what your text is going to be about. There we go. And so you can either draw this all about fish and draw your arrows, or you can write your definition. The heading tells you what the text will be about. And I'm going to put in parentheses, it's in bold print usually. Usually it's in bold print or it's underlined. Awesome. Our next one is illustration and photograph. And this one's pretty easy because we have been talking and learning about illustrations and photographs our whole life. I know your parents have showed you pictures as a kid or a little baby. You looked at books. And so illustrations and photographs are a really good review. The difference between the two, and I love this description, is a photograph is an actual picture that you take. Look at that. That actually looks like a hand. And the illustration is an actual drawing. So that's the difference. A photograph is a picture, an illustration is a drawing. Someone drew it. So if someone says, oh, wow, look at that illustration, you know that that person drew it instead of took a picture. So a photograph is a picture and an illustration is a drawing. That is the difference between the two. Our last one for this tree map is the word caption. And a caption we use a lot in class also. And I put it next to illustration and photograph because they go hand in hand, they go together. So a caption is the information underneath a photograph that tells more about the picture. So like here's a picture. I bet everybody knows what planet this is. Saturn. And underneath the picture or the illustration is a caption. It says Saturn is the 6th planet from the sun. Saturn has many rings of rock and ice that orbit the planet. So the caption is what is underneath or beside a picture or an illustration. It tells you more about the picture. So let's write our definition down here. Tells you more about the picture. Now, this would be a great time for you to pause the screen so you could write all of your headings, table of contents, heading, illustrations and photographs, and caption, and for you to write the definitions or to draw pictures, whichever one you chose. Once you've done that, we're going to add on to our tree map. Next ones. Ready? All right, here we go. Awesome. Our next text features that are just reviews, so these are all reviews for us, right, guys, is the word glossary. So go ahead and write this word, and I'm not going to type these because now you get the hang of it. You're going to write glossary. The next branch is chart. The next branch is going to be graph. And then the last branch is going to be index. So there's 4 new words we're going to add to our tree map. And if you need to go to the next page, go to the next page. If you need to make your tree map longer, make your tree map longer. That's fine. You guys got it. Now, a glossary, which is also just our review, tells us what a word means. So you will have a list of words over here, and then it'll have the definition beside it. So it says apple. An apple is a red fruit that grows on a tree. A bear is a furry mammal that hibernates in the winter. So a glossary tells us the definition of words. If you forgot what definition means, it means what a word means. Gives us the definition of words. Don't forget to pause the video anytime you need to write this down, okay? Now, next up, we have a chart, and a chart and a graph kind of go together. A chart is like the first thing you do before you make a graph. A chart is what you tally and count all your data with. So like when we do our tally marks, when we're graphing, or we write down how many people liked it. For example, what did you eat for lunch? 4 people liked the sandwich. What is your favorite ice cream flavor? 4 people liked vanilla. So a chart gives you and tells you how much data you have. So it has numbers. So a chart tells you the amount and collects data. Now, the difference between a chart and a graph is the graph actually shows you the data in a picture. So that is our difference. And this connects with math too, doesn't it, guys? So once we have our data and we knew 4 people like sandwiches, then you could put it in a graph and make a picture. So a graph is a picture showing data. A picture showing data collected. Awesome. And then our last text feature that we're going to do today is an index. An index is one that I think that we probably get confused a lot. Go ahead and take a guess just by looking at the picture. What is an index? If you said how many letters are in the word, no, but a lot of people, I think, we're going to say that. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm just being silly. Take another guess. Okay, if you said that it tells you what page number to find these words, give yourself a pat on the back because you were absolutely correct. I know that the index tells me if I'm looking for the word acorn right here, I can go to page 5 or page 12 and I will find the word acorn or find information about an acorn. Okay, if you want to know about glue, who can tell me what page number, what page will I find out information about glue? Okay, if you said page 39, then you're a rock star because you're right. It has it right here. Let me highlight it. It says glue is going to be on page 39. Good job, guys. So an index tells us the page number that you can find different things of each topic. So it gives a page number of each topic. And once you have done that, you can either pause the video right here and you can continue going with me, or you can wait until tomorrow and you can start the video back up again, okay, guys? Because we have 2 more pages worth of text features that we're going to review and we're going to add to our notebook, all right? So if you're pausing for today, awesome job. I'll see you tomorrow. And if you're going to keep going with me today, then rock on. Good job too, okay? All right. Our next set of words are keyword, bullets, timeline, and map. Keyword, bullets, timeline, and map. Go ahead and write those titles down now, or those headings down now, so you know. And keyword is a big review. We do these every single week with RTA. It's words in the text that are important, and they can be bold, italics, or colors. So italics we know are slanted. Bold is when they're really dark. Color is when the color is changed. So it's words in the text that are important. So we're going to put bold words, bold print, italics, or colors. Bold, italics, and I'm actually going to add one. Let's add one. Underlined. I think those are keywords too when things are underlined. Perfect. Our next one is bullets, and that's a symbol used to make a list. So people put these little dots when they have a list they're making, see that? And those little dots are called bullets. It's a symbol used to make a list. So let's add that. I'm still underlined. A symbol used to make a list. Remember, pause the video so you can add your definition. Our next word is timeline. So write the word timeline at the top. And a timeline is simply a number line down here, and it tells you the order of something. So it shows the events in chronological order. That means in order, the correct order. So like starting from George Washington was born, the next thing he did was marry Martha Custis on January 6th, and then George Washington is elected president, and then George Washington dies, and that is the list or the order of events. Slide timeline back up. And a timeline is a diagram that shows events in order. And then the last one, we all know this one, a map. And that shows you where places or things are located. Shows where places or things are located. So where places are in the world, where things are located. So if it says where can you find a monkey, or if it said where's the United States, a map shows us the places and things and where they're located. Awesome. You can pause your video here. And then we have our last words. I'm kind of sad because text teachers are my favorites, but it's okay because we have some really fun things we're about to do this week with it, okay? Our last 2 words. Go ahead and write your last 2 words. Diagram is our first one, and sidebar is our last one. Diagram and sidebar. Say it with me. Diagram, sidebar. Good job. And a diagram simply is a label. It shows the parts of an object. Shows the parts of an object. For example, this is the arm, this is the base, this is the stage, this is the eyepiece. So we have little arrows and labels. And then a sidebar, this one we see a lot in Scholastic News. And it's when you are reading a story and there's a little box on the side. This one says Skeletal System Fun Facts. And it's some more information about a topic, and it's usually in a box that's beside the text. So it's usually in a box, and it's more information about the text. So it's some extra information. Keep your eyes out this week on a sidebar in the Scholastic News that we're going to be reading, okay, guys? Because a lot of times they have sidebars, and they have a lot of diagrams too. All right, guys, that is a lot of vocabulary. And if you made it through all of this in one day, give yourself some clicks right now because you are rock stars. Good job, guys. And if you had to spread this out over 2 days, guess what? You still are rock stars. You made it. You did it. That was a lot of vocabulary. Awesome job. Later this week, we're going to be doing some really fun things. So I can't wait to see you guys back then. All right, guys. Bye.